If you support the Catholic Church, isn't that like the same thing as being an R. Kelly fan? I don't really see the difference. Only like one's music is significantly better.
And Coulter, if you're here, who's scaring the crows away from our crops?
Justin, you know, I lost my dad on 9/11, and I always regretted growing up without a dad. Until I met your dad, Justin. Now I'm glad mine's dead.
I'm like on the left, I'm like, oh God. And then I'm like, I want a career, so I leave. But like Kanye, I know you're like, yo, this is the real me. I'm off the meds. Take them. There's no shame in the medicine game. I'm on them. It's great. Take them. There's nothing wrong with taking them. Being mentally ill is not an excuse to act like a jackass.
I don't like that she talked all this shit on like behalf of my I thought that was like super weird. She was like, yeah, it didn't work out, but like, nice. I thought that was really weird because like everybody was like, oh, that's what a nice girl. First of all, just take a step back. Can you imagine if I said that shit? Can you imagine if I was like, sorry, it didn't work out. Nice, no! That shit.
Can Joe Budden shut the fuck up, by the way? Like, stop. Like, who are you? Stop talking. You have one song that was in Mean Girls. Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
You fucking old tool bag. What is he gonna do, write a diss about me? That's how much of a loser he is. He's like, yes! I can diss this comedian. You fucking tool.
Well, why do you think they don't like you, Pete?
I have no idea. I mean, if I had to guess, it's maybe something I said in an interview once, that I wished that when Hurricane Sandy hit Staten Island, it had finished the job.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
No, maybe I did cross the line, but like when a reporter from Staten Island wrote about it in the New York Post, here's what he said. Keep talking like that and you'll be sleeping with the fishes. That's a death threat. In a newspaper. Who does that? What are you, the Zodiac? And then he said, try taking a cue from your fellow SNL cast member, Colin Jost. He's also way better looking than you.
Well, I could see how what you said might make you more unpopular.
Well, it was just a joke. A serious joke. Like, you know, like when you're joking, but you mean it? But I don't even feel that way anymore. I'd be just as happy if there were no hurricane and Staten Island just fell into the sea.
Okay. Take it easy.
No, seriously, no. If Staten Island... No, if Staten Island is so desirable, then why is it free to get there? And no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know Staten Island isn't all heroin and racist cops, you know? It also has meth and racist firefighters.
I just want to say, what you're describing is not the Staten Island I know, Pete.
Well, because they love you, you know, like, because you represent what they could be. You know, a kid who got out. He went to Harvard, and now, apparently, according to People magazine, is the world's sexiest joke writer. And look, the reason Staten Island hates me is because I represent what they are. You know, a mentally ill community college dropout who got a Game of Thrones tattoo before watching the show. Dire wolves look dope.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian was on our show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she showed us a photo. Explain this to me. So you're out to dinner with Kanye. Is that Timothy Chalamet and Kid Cudi?
Yeah, it was Cudi's birthday,
Okay.
and he was like, hey, let's go to Nobu. And I was like, that's awesome. So I got there a little early so I could like give him my card, you know, so it could be, you know, buy my boy birthday dinner. So I get there, and we're outside. And, you know, we order a couple things. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Everybody's like, you know, skinny. Then Timothy Chalamet shows up, and I'm like, all right, also skinny. It's going to be fine. No problem. And then Cudi goes, hey, Kim and Kanye might come by. And I was like, that would be awesome. And then I was like, oh, no. So they come by, and we're outside, right? And then Kanye goes, let's get the special room in the back. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, yeah. The waiter comes, what would you like to order, Kanye? And he goes, I want that stuff that's not even on the menu, that crazy stuff. I was like, oh my God, the crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
By the way, I just want to say, like, Kim and Kanye, the cutest couple ever, very, very sweet people, and like, I had a really good time with it. It actually wasn't as bad as you would think, but you know.
20 years almost.
You have a dad, that's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
What's
you.
that like?
What'd you say?
Now what the hell's an NFT? Apparently cryptocurrency. Everyone's making so much money. Can you please explain what's an NFT? I said, what the hell's an NFT? It's like real life Monopoly. Everyone is doing it like Gronkowski. Can you please help me make an NFT?
Kanye, I know you're like, yo, this is the real me. I'm off the meds. Take them. There's no shame in the medicine game. I'm on them. It's great. Take them. There's nothing wrong with taking them. If I ever got on a plane and the pilot said, I just want all you to know, this is the real me flying, I'd jump out. Being mentally ill is not an excuse to act like a jackass. Okay? I'm quoting my therapist, my mom, and my mailman. Sorry, Carl. But no, seriously, one time I stopped taking my meds and I bit my mom. No, it's all good. I bought her a house.
All right, so is there anything Kanye can do to win you back?
Yeah, there is, and I'll tell you in a way that Kanye understands. I made this. Make Kanye 2006 again.
There's this certain type of gay dude. I call them the fondlers. They can pretty much do whatever they want. It's pretty fucking crazy. All power to you, but like, there's a lot of power. That gay dude that'll like run up on your girlfriend and like squeeze her boobs and like slap her ass and be like, damn girl, you look great. I don't find that fucking funny, like at all. I'm sorry. You know how hard I worked to fucking slap titties and you know how many fucking birthdays I've missed, you know, friends I've lost, Christmases spent in Ohio, and you just get to slap ass on a technicality? That's not fucking fair at all. Right in front of you, walk up, slap the ass, giggle, just because he could. I would never do that just because I could. I wouldn't like walk up to his boyfriend and like tug his dick and be like, nice, Gary, not for me, but cool.
3 years ago, I started taking singing lessons as a joke. Because I just thought it would be funny if, like, one day, like, I was just hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
And, like,
Belted
out a song. And, like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know,
that would be a good bit.
Just kicking it with the boys in the most song-friendly environment, and they just belt out, like, Sinatra or something. Yeah, so I've been going to this, for, like, a year. I went to this guy he's a voice coach of the Stars.
Wow.
And I remember going up to his apartment, and he was like, this is so great. This is cool. We get to work together. He's like, what project is this for? And I was like, this is for my pure enjoyment.
Nothing. Yeah. I'm just here to hang and learn something.
I can't sing yet, but I know what it's supposed to sound like.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be good.
Oh, one day I will. Example, have you ever played the how much money would you go down on a guy for game?
I don't think so, Pete.
Well, for those of you who don't know what the game is, it's basically one of your friends will be like, hey, man, would you go down on a guy for $1 million? And then we would all lie and be like, no.
So you're saying you would go down on a guy for $1 million?
Of course I would. $1 million is a steal. I hope he starts at $1 million. I would do it for like 3,000 if I had to be honest with myself. Even if I was doing well. Like, even if I was on a boat and it was my boat, I would still do it. A boat needs fuel. A lot of people don't realize that. They just get a boat and then they're in the middle of the ocean with no fuel and they're like, I wish I went down on that guy, you know? I wouldn't be stuck in the middle of the ocean now. People will be like, well, Pete, you must be gay. And I'm like, no, I'm a businessman, okay? Look, if you're gay, it's fine. Me and my friends are just trying to make money, all right? If you don't go down on a guy for $1 million, you obviously don't care about your family. When I was in high school 3 years ago, my opinion was different. You know, whenever I played that game and my friends asked me if I would go down on a guy for $1 million, I'd be like, no, gross, you know? And I meant that because times were different. I lived with my mom at the time, you know? I had food, clothes, I had a TV in my room. I didn't need to go down on a guy. My mom was already doing that. But now I live on my own, so I think, 2 times a year is an acceptable amount of times to go down on a guy. It makes complete sense, Once in the summer, so you have a great summer, You go to Six Flags and bring your entire family, get the Flash Pass. And then once right before Christmas, so the whole family eats. I actually think that's quite noble. Just think of how proud you'll be at Thanksgiving dinner when your grandpa's saying grace, and he's like, we'd like to thank Pete's mouth for this wonderful feast. Some people are like, hey, Pete, won't you have to go to therapy? And I'm like, yeah. But guess who could afford therapy now?
Or is it a glimpse into our near future? You see, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes I smoke a little weed.
Oh, yeah, we know, because we have noses.
Oh, then you see my problem. The zombie apocalypse is coming, and odds are I'm going to be stoned when it happens. Especially if it happens during the hours of daytime or nighttime. So this is not going to go well. First off, it will probably take me hours for me to even notice what's going on. I'll be like, wow, Miss Carmichael from downstairs can't keep her hands off me today. But hold up, isn't she like 88? And hold up, didn't she used to have a jaw? And hey, remember Jawbreakers? I love that candy. Candy. Sugary sweet.
I'm sorry, and then what happens?
I don't know, that's the problem. I'll probably, be wandering out, in search of candy, and I'll stagger into some survivor's camp, and then they're gonna shoot me, Colin.
No, they're not gonna shoot you.
When I'm high, it's really easy to mistake me for a zombie, My eyes are glazed and bloodshot, I'm sluggish, I'm hunched over and shuffling, because that's how I walk normally.
Well, Pete, if you're that worried about it, you could always just stop smoking pot.
I came to you for help, Colin. All right? There's a zombie apocalypse going on, and you're being a real ass.
Well, I think you're being kind of paranoid. And honestly, I have to ask, did you smoke a little before you came out here? Is that what happened?
Maybe. Are you wearing 3 different kinds of hair product?
Maybe. Listen, there's nothing to worry about, Pete, okay? I'm sure you would never be mistaken for a zombie.
Really? You
Yeah,
sure? You
absolutely,
think so?
man. I'm positive.
Because I'm really worried about it. I hope nothing happens.
Absolutely, I think you're totally in the clear.
Ouch!
Don't worry, don't worry. You gotta be careful, buddy. He's about to go for your throat.
No. He's Daryl Dixon. He's not a zombie.
Really?
Yeah.
What about this complexion? Ain't no living thing's got that color. And he's so slow moving and confused.
It's just good weed, man.
So wait a minute, you're telling me I just shot an ordinary person?
Yeah.
Huh. What about that dude in the elevator?
Hi in the elevator.
Yee, yee, skirt, yee!